In Shawnee State, at Shawnee State, which is a college in Ohio, a professor, I want to make sure I have this right, a philosophy professor who refused to use a student's preferred pronouns will be paid $400,000. Now, this is 4 years. This is a 4-year fight after the good old Shawnee State punished the professor for not using the preferred pronouns. Really? All right. The legal team argued that the university violated the First Amendment's right. Here's the story. During a political psychology class in January of 2018, Shawnee State University professor Nick Merriweather responded to a biological male student's question. This is how idiotic we've become. By saying, "Yes, sir." When the class ended, the student confronted Merriweather. The student declared to be transgender and to be referred to as a woman with feminine titles and pronouns. When Merriweather didn't instantly agree, because of course we're all supposed to just say, "Oh my God, yes," the student became belligerent and promised to get Merriweather fired. Now, can you imagine in these countries over the water, either way, where this is what you worry about? Some dude not being called a girl gonna get a professor fired because you said yes, sir. Can you imagine that? Imagine what atrocities are going on across the world. And this is what the hell we're dealing with because we've allowed ourselves to deal with this. So anyway, the student filed a complaint. The student filed a complaint with the university. A formal investigation was launched. And of course, Merriweather said the pronouns would force him to speak and act contrary to his own Christian convictions and philosophical beliefs. Merriweather reportedly offered to address the student by the individual's first or last name. But of course, the student, because this is what I gotta do, I gotta be a jackass. The student insisted the professor use the preferred pronouns. Shawnee State rejected Merriweather, the professor's compromise, and claimed that he effectively created a hostile environment. Think about this. The world we live in, a hostile environment because a dude said, "Yes, sir." A hostile environment was created because a professor looked at a biological male and said, "Yes, sir." Now equate that to what's going on across the world. World hunger, genocide, all the stuff going on. And this is what we worry about in the United States. The university slapped the professor with a written warning in his personal file and threatened to further corrective action unless he used the student's preferred pronoun. The professor, Merriweather, countered with a lawsuit. He said that the school violated his First Amendment rights and his 14th Amendment rights of due process. The lawsuit was dismissed in 2020 February, but it was revived by the 6th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in March of 21. The university, a 3-judge panel wrote, the university punished the professor for his speech on a hotly contested issue, and it did so despite the constitutional protections afforded by the First Amendment. The district court dismissed the professor's free speech and free exercise claims. We see things differently and reverse. So a couple weeks ago, the Alliance Defending Freedom announced that Merriweather had won his case against the university and Shawnee State will pay $400,000 in damages and lawyers' fees. The university has agreed that Merriweather has the right to choose when to use or avoid using titles or pronouns when referring to or addressing students. Significantly, the university agreed that Merriweather will never be mandated to use pronouns, including of a student's request that conflict with his or his biology. My God. This is what we worry about in our universities. Right there. What the absolute hell. We got stuff going on around the world that's insane. And this is, you didn't say, you said yes, sir. That happened to me once at my house. And I'm like, hey, look, man, whatever you want, but I'm going fishing. You want to go with me? Guy jumped in. We went fishing. Jesus. That's what we worry about. This is what we spend our time on and our money on. You know, it's a public university. I'm guessing they're paying with tax dollars. This is what we are concerned about right there.